my entire hometown. The strongest of men for many miles round. But the fall was so great, and the landing was hard, and the shame left me broken and emotionally scarred. But it was from the dust of the ground that God made me again. He gave me a new chance, a new life to begin. He lifted my head up, He cleared out my eyes to show that a giant can learn how to rise. The backs that were turned and the fingers that point. Look at the strong man, his life's out of joint. I ate the bitter bread of humiliation's great cause, and I saw who was a friend and who truly was lost. In the darkest of nights, with no one to hear, I said, my dear God, please come and be near. I don't have the strength to get up from this place, and I felt His hand pulling me up with His grace. Today I am walking with my boots and my hat, but with a soul that's been washed, I am certain of that. And if I should fall, I won't fear the descent, 'cause the ground that I fall on is where I repent. I once was a pride of this town and this crew, the strongest of men for the whole world to view. But the fall was so great, and the landing was hard, and my shame left me broken and permanently scarred. But it was from the dust of the ground that God made me again. He gave me a new chance, a new life to begin. He lifted my head up and cleared out my eyes to show that a giant can learn how to rise. The turnbacks, the whispers, the fingers that point. Look at the strong man, his world's out of joint. I ate the bitter bread of my own humiliation, and I learned who's a friend and a false relation. In the darkest of nights, with no one to hear, I said, my dear God, please, I need you right here. I don't have the strength left to get off the floor, and I felt His hand pulling me right through the door. Today I am walking with my boots and my hat, but with a soul that's been washed from the place I was at. And if I should fall, I won't fear the attack, 'cause the ground that receives me is the Lord's holy track. When the field work is finished and the sun disappears, and the night on the prairie calms all of my fears, I pull up a chair on my porch and I stare at the heavenly host beyond all compare. And the sermon of the stars preaches down to my soul of a God who's in charge, who is in full control. They don't need a loud voice the sky is a promise from God that He'll never pass by. He knows them by number, He calls them by name. If He cares for a star, won't He do just the same? The moon is the shepherd, the stars are the sheep. He guides them all safely while the whole world's asleep. A celestial choir that silently sings of the glory and power of the King of all kings. They've seen empires rise, they've seen empires fall. They've watched over me when I've stumbled and crawled. So when I feel small, I just look up above, and the stars preach a sermon of His endless love. There are no words left, there's no song left to sing. Just a lump in my throat, just a questioning sting. The heavens seem like they're made out of brass, and my faith is a tightrope stretched over the grass. But the silent prayers and the tears that fall down are the most powerful prayers that reach God's holy town. He understands groaning, pain with no voice, and in His perfect time He will make us rejoice. I ask for a sign, for a light, for a sound, but the sky stays the same on this dry, dusty ground. The world tells me that I'm just talking along, but my heart knows the truth that is etched in stone. It's a test of my fiber, my nerve and my soul, to wait for the answer and I lose control, to believe that His silence is also His care. It's God telling me, wait for me, I am there. My knees are worn out from staying right here in the very same place, waiting for skies to clear. I don't know what's coming, the day or the hour, but I know that the victory's already in flower. There are no more words, there are no more songs, just a lump in my throat where my prayer now belongs. The heavens seem like brass, the fight is so great, and my faith is a tightrope, I'm tempting my fate. But the prayer that is silent, the tear that runs down, is the most powerful prayer that reaches the crown. He understands groaning, the pain with no voice, and in his perfect timing, he makes the right choice. I ask for a sign, for a light, for a sound, but the sky stays the same on this dry, dusty ground. The world tells me that I am just talking to air, but my heart knows that I am safe in his care. It's a test of my fiber, my nerve and my soul, to wait for the answer and give him control, to believe that his silence is also his grace. It's God telling me, wait now, my child, in this place. My knees are all worn from the time that I've spent in the very same place my heart heaven sent. I don't know what's coming, the day or the hour, but I know that the victory is already in my power. The old Cherokee told his grandson it's true. A great fight is happening inside of me and you. Two wolves are at war in a terrible fight. One wolf is the darkness, the other's the light. And there's two wolves inside me, a war in my chest. One's full of forgiveness, the other's a pest. They snarl and they bite, and I know in the end, the one that I feed is the one that will win. The dark wolf is anger and envy and greed. It's all of the lies, it's the poisonous weed. It's the pride and the ego that tell me I'm right, and it keeps me awake in the dead of the night. The good wolf is kindness and hoping it's peace. It's the love and the faith that will give me release. It's the humility that brings me to my knees, and it whispers God's truth on the soft morning breeze. So every morning I make my own choice. Which wolf will I listen to? Which has a voice? I starve out the darkness with prayer and with grace, and I feed the good wolf so he'll win the great race. My neighbor, my brother, my trusted old friend, 'cause of 3 feet of land our friendship did end. A fence made of barbed wire, of pain and of spite, separated our friendship and turned it to night. But the fence of forgiveness is higher and strong, and today I will tear down this fence of the wrong. It don't matter who's right, it don't matter who's wrong. I want nowhere to hide. For years we just nodded as we passed each other by, and the fence of our bitterness grew ever high. Last night I was reading the good holy word, and the most loving message I think I have heard was that my own sacrifice would be in vain if my heart held a grudge and my soul held a stain. I grabbed the wire cutters before the sun's light and went to the fence line to make everything right. He opened his gate and he looked so surprised. I said, "Please forgive me," with tears in my eyes. On the wall of the old wooden shed where he worked, a lifetime of lessons, a treasure that lurked. The hammer, the handsaw, the plane and the knife, the tools that my grandfather used to build his life. They don't just cut timber, they don't just drive nails, they teach you a lesson that never will fail, that life must be built with a callous, strong hand, and faith is the sharpest tool in all of the land. The handle he carved on that old heavy hammer fits my own hand now and steals my own stammer. Every strike that he made was to build our own home. Every drop of his sweat was a seed that was sown. He told me, with the eyes of a prophet so true, "My son, laziness is the rust that gets you. You work with your honor, with God and with might, and the best of your plans will be bathed in his light." Today I hold his hammer and I feel his great strength, not just from the steel, but a faith of great length. And I'll finish the work that he started for me with the tools and the faith that he left as his legacy. The land is so dry, it's a mirror of cracks, reflecting the pain that is on my own back. The cattle are thinner, the well is run dry. The last thing I'm holding is hope for the sky. But when the rain comes back, it'll wash a wound clean and bring back the color to this faded scene. I know that God's promise is never askew. The clouds are already coming for me and for you. It's been 6 long months since the heavens have cried. We hold on to any small hope from inside. A single lone drop or a cloud in the wind is enough for a new hope to beginning. My neighbor sold everything and left for the town. Said faith cannot fill up your barn when it's down, but faith fills the soul with a strength and a might to endure the desert and continue the fight. This morning I smelled something fresh in the air, the scent of wet earth, an answer to prayer. I looked to the sky with my knee on the ground, and the first drop of rain made a beautiful